Hey guys, my name's Chris, and today's video is all about the verb to give. So don't give up, give me a chance to explain. First of all, we can use the verb to give with an object, which means that the action of the verb goes to something. For example, I gave the ball to the dog. Here we have two objects. What did I give? I gave the ball. Who did I give it to? To the dog. So the first meaning of the verb to give is like to present to someone or present to something. Like in my example, I gave the ball to the dog. And the second meaning of give is to hand to someone. So you use your hand to give it to someone. For example, give me that ball. So in the first meaning, we choose to give the ball. And in the second meaning, well, we don't really choose to give it. The third meaning of give is to place in somebody's care. So basically, somebody is responsible for this thing. For example, if you give me your coat, I'll put it in the wardrobe. The fourth meaning of the verb to give is to grant permission or give permission to someone. For example, at the beginning of this video, I said, give me a chance. Give me a chance to explain. So you can see how it's different. Here, you don't physically hand anything to me, and you're not choosing to give me something. And the fifth meaning of the verb to give is really to communicate or to transfer knowledge. For example, to give advice to someone. Or we might even say that he gave me a cold and now I'm ill. Number 6, to offer something. For example, he gave me no reason why he did that. So he didn't offer any explanation. He didn't give me an explanation. And number 7, really it's to sell or to put something in the possession of another person. So I might say, I gave him $1,000 for this car. This means that I paid him $1,000. And then the car became mine. Now, let's also talk about the verb to give when it doesn't have an object. By the way, if you didn't know, a verb that has an object we call transitive. A transitive verb. You can see this in the dictionary. So when you learn a new word, you understand if it takes an object or it doesn't. And a verb that doesn't take an object we call an intransitive verb. So when we use to give as an intransitive verb, which means that it doesn't take an object, there are also different meanings. For example, to make a donation or a gift. We can say, she gave $1,000 to our organization, like she donated this money to us. Another interesting meaning of the verb to give that a lot of people don't know about is to bend or to loosen. Or we could say to yield to pressure, which basically means losing in a fight against pressure. Let me give you an example of what I'm talking about. They pulled on the tree branch, but the branch didn't give. This means that the branch didn't break, or the branch didn't let them win. And that's similar to another meaning of give, which is to fall or to break or to collapse. We could say, the wooden chair gave when I sat on it. This means the chair broke. Another meaning of give without an object is when we release information to someone. But we don't really use this today. People said it in the past. For example, okay, give. Tell me what happened. But like I said, today we don't really say that. And another old phrase with the verb to give is to let someone have a good view. We might say, the window gives on the sea. But remember that these last two examples are very old English, and today people don't really say them. And that brings me to the next meaning of give, which is a noun. That's right, give can be a noun. Give is a state or a condition when something can bounce back. So you can try to break it, but it won't break. It will bend a little, it will change a little, but it won't break. We say that it has some give. Now let's look at some other verb phrases or phrasal verbs that use the verb to give. First of all, we have give away. And give away could be used to describe a gift or a present. So we give it one time and then we don't have it or we don't want it back. Someone could give the bride to the groom when the father gives his daughter to the husband. So again, giving to one person and not asking for something back, or giving it to someone forever. And another meaning of give away would be to reveal. For example, if I have some secrets, or I have the answers and I don't want someone to know about them, and another person tells them the answers or tells them the secret, I can say that this person gave the answers away. Now, the next phrasal verb with give that we could use is to give back. And this really just means to return something. And after that, let's not forget the phrasal verb to give birth to someone. So this, of course, is about mothers. When you are born, your mother gives birth to you. I think that one's clear. So let's go to the next one, which is to give in. The first meaning of give in is really to admit defeat, to say that you lost. But there's also another meaning of give in, which is the same as hand in, or just to give. So for example, if you need to write a report for school or university, or maybe for your boss, we can say that you gave in the report to your boss, or to your teacher, or to your professor. You delivered it to him. The next one that we'll talk about is to give off, which basically means to send some kind of signal or maybe even a smell. We might say the man was giving off fear, which means that we could feel fear coming from him, or we could smell or sense fear coming from him. He was sending us this signal. And of course, we can say to give out. First of all, to give out can mean to send something to someone. For example, to distribute to many people. There was a man on the street giving out brochures. We could also use give out to talk about when someone becomes tired or stops working or becomes exhausted. So for example, we needed to run 8 miles, but on the last mile, I just gave out. Or maybe we can say, my legs gave out. It means that they got very tired or they stopped working. And the last thing we're going to do today is talk about some idiomatic phrases, some idioms with the word give. So the first phrase that we need to know is give and take. Now remember before we said that give is when something doesn't break, but it can bend or it can change or it can be weak in some way. And give and take means that we need to use compromise. So we might say that two married people need to learn how to give and take. Or we might say they need more give and take in their relationship. Another meaning of give and take is just to exchange ideas. So for example, in our workplace, we have a lot of give and take. Some people give ideas, some people take ideas, and everybody shares ideas. Another phrase that we often use is to give it to someone or to give it to something. And this is about fighting and to give them a hard attack or a hard punch or something like this. It might also be about being very angry and yelling at someone. For example, his father really gave it to him when he came home late. You can imagine that this phrase might also be used about sex. Another important phrase with the word give, not to be confused with our first idiomatic phrase, is give or take. So make sure that you're paying attention right now. It's not give and take, but give or take. These are two different phrases. Give or take basically means the same thing as more or less. So we could say, I work 40 hours a week, give or take. It would be the same as saying, I work 40 hours a week, more or less. So it means about 40 hours a week, around 40 hours a week. Another important phrase is to give way to something. And this basically means to get out of the way so that someone or something can go through. This is kind of an old phrase, and you might hear it in some films. For example, when a king is coming, someone might say, give way to the king. And the last phrase that we're going to talk about today, because there's so many of them, we could really go on forever. The last phrase is to give rise to. And this means to promote or to help something grow or help something become bigger. To help something rise. So we might say that industrialization gave rise to urbanization, which basically means that when people started building factories and people started working more in factories, this helped create a situation where people lived in cities more. You see how that works? So guys, thanks for giving me your time today and watching this video. Don't forget to press like, press subscribe, and give me a comment down below. And guys, make sure that you subscribe to my Telegram channel and to this YouTube channel where I release free videos every single day. If you want to learn English for free, this is the best place to do it. You can also check out all of the links to my other channels under this video. And if you want English lessons, just click the link below and schedule a time that works for you. By the way, if you're an owner or a manager of a language teaching business, I have a special deal for you. So definitely click the link below and schedule a free strategy session with me. And if you want to make a donation and help this project continue, you can do so in dollars, euros, pounds, or even Bitcoin. So thanks again for watching this video. Don't forget to write your questions down below, and I will see you in the next one.